Welcome back, investors. This is Manny from the Art of Finance, and in today's video we'll be going over my portfolio for the month of February. For my investment holdings, you can see where my money is spread out. You could currently see that it's mainly spread out throughout the S&P 500 and the FTSE 100. I'm still invested in Coca-Cola that I'll be holding for long-term dividends. I'm also invested in a precious metal, which is gold at the minute, and I've recently just invested into some Bitcoin. So let's go over my Vanguard portfolio just to see how my index fund and my ETF is doing. As you can see in my Vanguard account, I'm currently invested £6,200 into it, and I currently have a profit of £1,200 with a rate of return of 25.79%. That's given me a grand total of £7,400. This is so great. There's not much that I'm really doing. I'm just investing my money into it, knowing that I'm being highly diversified and you can't go wrong with it. Being invested in the top 100 companies in the UK and the top 500 companies in North America, you definitely can't go wrong with that. So as you can see from the chart, where I've started off from low, it's been trickling upwards. The more that you invest, the more shares you'll get and the higher profits, hopefully, if it continues to go up. Because you're diversified over so many different companies, it's less risky than investing in individual stocks, so I'm more happy to place more of my money into it, especially with the low fees that Vanguard provides. If you want a breakdown to see how much I've actually invested into each individual one, for the FTSE 100 I've invested nearly 3k into it, and for the S&P 500 I've invested £3,250 into it. So you can see the unrealized gains and losses. So currently the S&P 500 is doing much better because I bought at a good time, and it's currently at £817 profit, whereas the FTSE 100 is giving me a nice return of £385. I've decided to try and pile more money into my index fund or ETF because I feel like that's where most of my money should be. It's really safe, you can't go wrong with it, and on a monthly basis I'm investing £600 into it. If you wanted to take a look at the graphical geolocations that I'm invested in, so obviously in the two that I'm invested in, it's North America and the United Kingdom, and I feel like that I should be a bit more diversified because there's so many different places that I could be invested in, like for example the Middle East or Asia, Japan, and these places could potentially give me a better return, but there is a lot more risk to it. So definitely do your research before you get into investing in different index funds or ETFs, but it's something I'll definitely be looking into, as I could potentially make some more money being invested in some different locations. But for now I am quite happy where I'm investing in now, and if I do make a new investment, you guys will definitely know. If you wanted to see the top 10 investments from the S&P 500 and the FTSE 100, currently see that 3.5% of the money is in Apple. You see the big names, Microsoft, Unilever, Royal Dutch, Amazon. So you hear all these big companies are skyrocketing, so that's also pushing up the account, giving me the good gains. So that's why it's really good to be invested in so many different companies, because it will push the entire portfolio upwards. And if you wanted to see how diversified these are, so in the sector allocation, you can see it 15% is in the IT sector, we've got the financial sector of 13%, and then going downwards all the way from energy, industrial, healthcare, and 10% being others. So that just shows you of how diversified the portfolio could be, being well spread out, and I can't push this enough, especially if you're a new investor. If you're invested in index funds or ETFs, you definitely can't go wrong. We move over to my Trading 212 account. Like I said, I'm still holding my Coca-Cola stock. Currently have £2,100 into it. I'm at a loss at nearly £13, which is not bad. I've seen it lower before, but with my Coca-Cola stock, it's all about that dividends, that long-term holding. It's that mindset of only selling until you have to, really, until you need to cash out. But this is definitely a long-term hold, where I'll begin that dividends, reinvesting that dividends into Coca-Cola, beginning that snowball effect, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's something that I don't really have to worry about. Now moving on, like I said in the beginning of the video, I decided to invest into Bitcoin, even though it's reached its all-time high. But I believe that because of Elon Musk, that he's invested over a whopping £1.5 billion into it. You definitely can't go wrong. I feel like he's actually verified Bitcoin now, and other companies will soon adopt it. It's so amazing that now you could actually, they're thinking about integrating Bitcoin into Tesla, where you could actually buy a Tesla vehicle with cryptocurrency. So that's another way that cryptocurrency could be used, not just from peer-to-peer transaction, but now you are seeing a few shops that are accepting Bitcoin as well. Now I will expect some other companies like the big names like Apple to also get invested into Bitcoin, where you could possibly buy an iPhone from it. So let's see how that goes. It's thanks all to Elon Musk. I feel like if you believe in something, it doesn't matter what the share price is, you should be invested in it, because if you believe in it and you've done your research, you know that that stock will be going upwards. And even though I bought on the high, let's see what happens. As you'll see in a few slides next, that you'll see the jump that Bitcoin has done. But let's move on. Moving on to gold, quick breakdown of gold, because I am invested in it. I always like to keep a bit of my money invested in some physical bullion. Gold is something definitely you cannot go wrong with buying gold. It's a staple physical bullion that you could buy. It would always hold its value, and no matter where you go around the world, it's always verified. So right now this is a 1 year review, so you could currently see it was at its highs of nearly 1500, now dropping down to 1300. It is still quite expensive, but it's making a slow recline, and hopefully if it does recline just enough, I would definitely buy some more gold, 100% for sure, as gold would always appreciate over time. You definitely can't go wrong purchasing it. Moving on to silver. Silver is something that I always wanted to get into, but right now I feel like the price for it is too high, especially when you want to get into coin collecting. There's a lot of fees when purchasing coins. For example, you could buy some bars, but I believe the bars are not tax free, so that's quite annoying. Also, when looking into silver, I feel like if it was around about the £10 mark or the 9 or even 11, I'll definitely get a hold of it. But until I see a decline, I won't be touching silver. But silver has been staying strong in the current climate, so that is definitely a good thing. You can see it's grown by 44%, which is amazing. If you was definitely holding around from even lower 8 to 9, and you're still holding from now, and you could definitely make a sell off your stock and definitely make a nice profit from it. So well done to all those who've early invested into silver and holding on for all them years. Now moving on to Bitcoin. As you know, a crazy 350% increase over the last year, from literally 3,000 to 35,000, 30k increase, and I believe it will go even higher now that we have people like Elon Musk that are adopting it, integrating it into their company. So like I said, I've invested at the top. Let's see what happens. I do believe in it, and I only can hope for the best at now. So this has been the Art of Finance. Thank you for watching my videos. It really does help if you share, like and comment my videos. It does help me to create even more videos for you guys. Let me know in the comments if you've started investing into Bitcoin or a few other assets that I should look into. This has been the Art of Finance. Peace.